This is the group resources video for episode 113 of the BEMA podcast, titled Treasures and Pearls, or something like that. A treasure and a pearl. I don't know. Something along the line of treasures and pearls. And we look at those next kind of companion parables, again, kind of like the mustard seed and the leaven, like two very short parables that maybe seem to be paired up. We seem to have another two paired up parables that are here with the treasure and the pearl. So we go through that. These videos, by the way, I kind of have been forgetting to talk about what these videos are. If somebody stumbles into these videos, we call these discussion videos, the group resources videos. This is a video that's designed to help discussion groups, particularly the facilitators of discussion groups, know how to lead and guide a discussion for their BEMA discussion group. So we used to get emails all the time asking if we created discussion questions or had any kind of like discussion group curriculum. And the answer is no, but we wanted to start creating these videos to be helpful along those lines. So that discussion group leaders would be able to go, okay, I can see how I could lead a discussion. Because you're going to ask better questions than, I don't know your group. I don't know who your group is. I don't know where you come from or the makeup of your socio-political identities or your church faith tradition backgrounds, and all of that stuff would greatly shape how, if you were a group of Catholic listeners, your discussion would be wildly different than a group of, non-denominational Pentecostals or a group of college students that don't even attend church, or like everything about your context is going to shape the kind of discussions that you have and the questions that you ask and all those kind of things. So yeah, that's why we do these videos, is to kind of give you ideas, but to put the whole discussion leading portion kind of back in your lap, because you will do a better job, I promise, than I will from a distance, not even knowing who your people are. So so we have big ideas. We just went through the next couple parables, and we're talking about Pardes, and there wasn't a whole lot of any like significant feedback that needs to be addressed or major questions. It's just kind of more of the same. And so doing these discussion videos feels a little tricky, because it's just kind of like the same conversation. Like what's the Peshat? And then go find what are the potential remezes. Just go crazy. Find all the potential remezes. And if those are the remezes, what might the drosh be? And does that line up with the Peshat reading? And how do these things... And it's just this like dynamic. Again, it's not an objective, here's the beginning, here's the end, here's all the right steps, there's only one path to take, and you need to end up here. Like the whole process of engaging the text is far more dynamic than that. So you have this, like, you could go on a lot of different roads and land... hopefully you're going to land in generally like the same general areas, but how it feels and how it sounds and how you apply it, all that stuff's going to be like wildly different. And so, yeah, those would be the things that I would think about and I would toss out there. I don't get to decide what the remez is. Ultimately, you don't either, but as far as your study of the text together as a group, you guys absolutely get to discuss it far more than I do. So engage that process, engage Pardes, and what do we hear in the Peshat, and what do you think the remez is, and what would that mean about the drosh, and maybe occasionally God drops sod on somebody, and who knows, and who gets to make the call, but you get the idea. This is where the study of God's Word and the teachings of Jesus, they come to life a little bit. They have some oomph. They get inside of us, and they change us, and they transform our hearts. So this is the good stuff. I feel like the head, heart, and hands questions are generally the same. I think in the last group resources video, I linked a YouTube teaching on the parable of the weeds, and I believe I have a YouTube teaching on these parables as well, and I'll link that in the description of this video as well. So you'll have another video that you haven't necessarily looked at, not the same one as last episode, but you have another video that you might find useful. Maybe you'll want to show that with your group. I don't know. If it's a useful resource, use it. Maybe you'll get some discussion thoughts about that. Those videos will be maybe wired a little bit more for application. hands discussion. So anyway, that might be helpful. So yeah, I don't have a whole bunch to necessarily pull apart or Pardes as this beautiful, engaging, complex, nuanced, empowering thing that if we can do that, we've unlocked a whole new level, a whole new achievement in our Bible study experience. So I hope that's true for you, and that you guys just have awesome conversations, and the text is real and alive and something beautiful.